Oriental rabbis of yesteryear. Now we're going into chief rabbi territory, chief rabbi of Italy. We're going to explore today. His name was Rabbi Dr Angelo Sacerdoti. He lived, I believe, between the years around 1886 to 1935. He lived about 50 years of age. He was a chief rabbi of Rome in his day. He was a Zionistic leader in Italy. And let's explore a few of the highlights of the famous Italian rabbi's life. Now, he was born and educated, I believe, in the area of Florence, naturally in Italy. Now, it's interesting. I think he officiated as a rabbi of Reggio Emilia until the year 1912. And I think he would then be invited up to take the post as a chief rabbi of Rome, which I believe was a position he would take for about 23 years until the time period he passed away. Now, while he was, let's say, preoccupied with the reorganization of the Roman community at that stage in time, at the start of his tenure, World War I broke out. He would volunteer to serve as an army chaplain and organized Jewish chaplains to serve on various fronts, all fronts, to be honest. After the war, he began an active campaign to revitalize Italian Jewry, the Jewish community in Italy, respectively. He was a leading guide and seen as a leading teacher over there. It's actually interesting, when the Mussolini assumed power, Rabbi Sacerdoti held a series of meetings with him in an attempt to protect Jewish interests and ensure that the Jewish community of Italy, let's say, would not be harmed. At that stage in time, it was seen as a very fascist regime over there. He was instrumental in obtaining the passage of a law that required all Italian Jews to belong to one of, let's say, at that point in time, there were 26 united communities. Unless they, so that's interesting enough. This would lead to increased participation in Jewish community life. He would also transfer the rabbinical seminary from Florence to Rome, and he was very active at that stage in time in, let's say, the more Zionistic field, with participating, let's just say, in the opening of the Hebrew University in the year 1925. He was a representative of the Rome community and the Italian government. And it's actually interesting, because of, let's say, his large efforts in the Zionistic field, a political office of the Zionistic organization was established in Rome, respectively, at that stage in time. So we could see he was doing a huge amount on that front, respectively. So he was quite very, very busy all throughout his time. I think, to be precise, he was born on February the 2nd in the year 1886. He would pass away on February the 18th in the year 1935, I think, in Rome at that stage in time. So we can explore more with in regards to him. Remember, Chief Rabbi, 39 years we're talking about, which is quite important and a prominent position in Jewish history, without a doubt. And there's a lot of articles you can actually find about the famous rabbi online, which I recommend everyone to research. Now, it's actually interesting. He was seen as a spokesman of the Jewish community. He was also a personal friend of King Victor Emmanuel, I think, III, and also, as we say, the Premier Mussolini. And he was one that his affiliation to the World Jewish Congress itself would help him in his holding the rabbinate in Italy. Now, I heard from one opinion it was 23 years. Another opinion says he was 28 years the head over there. And which I think at the time period of his funeral, for example, he was very, very much respected, that all representatives of all the Jewish communities in Italy, I believe, were participating in the service in some form and other. He was, let's just say, Rabbi Sacerdoti was a member of one of the oldest Italian learned families. They were a family of thinkers over there. It's several members of his family distinguished themselves in government service under different kings at different times. I think there was Theodore Sacerdoti, who was one of his grandparents, I believe, was a personal physician of Pope Julius III. I think this was going back all the way to 16th century in the 1500s. There was another member of the family, someone named Vittorio Sacerdoti, was an Italian ambassador in various different European countries and represented the Italian government in North America in 1927 and 1928. We could see that he really did contribute a lot to lift the Jewish communities in Italy to a much greater status. Dr. Angelo Sacerdoti did. Let's just say he was really, he would speak hard against if there was mixed marriages and stuff like that. So he really tried to keep the Jewish community as strengthened as possible in his days, and try and fight the potential assimilation that was taking place at that point in time. But he passed away, we're talking about approximately about 90 years ago. I'm not sure the exact Hebrew date of his Hilula, but I believe it was February the 18th in 1935. Now, I think his father's, yes, that's interesting. We could learn more within regards to him. Obviously, he passed away in Rome, or Lazio, I think it's called at that point in time. His father's name was David Sacerdoti, and his mother's name was Stella Sacerdoti. He would get married. His wife was a woman of the name Gina Sacerdoti. Very interesting enough. She, I think, was born in the year 1881, and I'm not too sure when was the exact date she passed away, but his wife's name was Gina. And I think he had many brothers and sisters, including, just to be precise, Ild Sacerdoti, Camerina, Angela, what would become Angela Pescarola, Gilda, and also Alice and Della, I believe. So it was a interesting family, and very, very famous Italian rabbi, especially during the period of the 1900s, respectively. So I would recommend everyone to learn more about this famous rabbi over here, and learn more about the great rabbis of yesteryear. Now, we've already related in the series about 25-30 rabbis that actually came from Italy at one stage in time. Please subscribe to the channel now, like the videos, and share the videos. Now, friends, we are a community here. We are learning about various different rabbis from the Ottoman era, from the Spanish, Italian, Portuguese places, from North African countries, Asian countries. We are an online encyclopedia. If you descend from any of the great rabbis we are speaking about, please let me know. I would love to hear more. If you feel anyone is interested in watching these videos, please share these videos to other people so we can keep growing as a community does. So wishing you a Shabbat Shalom, because I'm just recording this just before Shabbat Parshat Bamidbar, which is going to be tomorrow. So have a great day, everyone. Thank you for watching, and don't forget, please subscribe to the channel. We are near a staggering 7,000 subscribers. So Shavuot is coming only 2-3 days away. So let's try and get to the incredible number of 7,000 subscribers by the time just before the festival starts. Wishing you well, and thank you very much.